does that even mean, Bowers game corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review and a special expansion review. And today I'm very excited to check out the Witless Wizards Druid deck mini expansion for the original Witless Wizards. A dueling game for 2 to 4 players, take about 15-20 minutes for ages 14 plus. This does not change any of that, but Witless Wizards is a game where you're going to take control of a wizard, you're going to be drafting cards, you're going to be rolling dice, and then you're going to be trying to kill all the other wizards at the table by getting the best equipment and giving your opponents less than desirable equipment. So in that game, you're actually going to use 3 separate factions. You're going to mix their cards together, shuffle it up, and that will be the deck you use for the game. So this is an additional faction you will be able to play with called the Druids. Obviously, it comes in the mini package right here. Is it good? Is it bad? Does it make the game better? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of the Witless Wizards Druid deck mini expansion. Now, this is just 8 cards, so I'm just going to show you all 8 of the cards that are included in here. And I do want to mention there's actually an extra card, an FAQ card, that shows you, that will like tell you how some of the different special abilities work, but that's already in the base box, but you don't really need to see that. So first we have Meditation. It's going to do 3 damage, and you also heal equal to the sword's roll. Incredibly useful there. In Tune with Nature. Plus, that one even gives you a green. Like, that is such a good card. In Tune with Nature, this is a ring or whatever. Discard, receive 2 green gems, whatever. Groovy Smoothie. When hit, roll a die, heal equal to the number on the die roll times your number of Druid cards. If you heal 6 or more, discard this card. That's actually really stinking good. That could be really potentially good, especially if you had maybe like one of these cards. If you just had this card, you just roll every time and you're healing that much. If you have 2, then you do have an off chance of losing the card, but still, very cool card. Gardening Robes. 2 defense. If weakened, which is when you're down to less than 5 health, heal 2 per thing spent. Max heal 10. So wow, that one's a really big one. Forest Allies. 3 damage plus 3 damage for each other Druid card you have. So wow, some synergizing going on there. Flower Power. 6 defense. Wow. If you have no other Druid cards at the end of your turn, discard this card though. So you're going to want to make sure you got some Druid cards. Animal Amulet of Life. 4 defense. You can't be removed from the game, but your stamina can be reduced to 0. So essentially, you can't be killed while you have this card, but as soon as somebody gets rid of this card, you're dead. Last, we have Glaston Buried. It's going to be negative to attack, but plus 1 attack per green gem in every other player's stock. So an incredibly interesting card, especially if people are hoarding those green gems. So it's going to be, you know, a lot weaker late game, but early game, well, actually mid game, when people are really collecting gems and not spending that much of them. Woo-wee! Powerful card. But that is what you're going to get inside of the Witless Wizards Druid deck mini expansion. Alrighty then, Witless Wizards, the Druid mini expansion from Draw Lab Entertainment. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros. Let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, I have one big con, and that's the only con that I have, and that is that if you don't like the original Witless Wizards, this is not going to be for you. It's not going to change your mind. It doesn't reinvent the wheel here. It's just an extra faction that you're going to be able to mix into the game and play with every 2 or 3 times to give you different special abilities pertaining to synergy and healing, for the most part. That's all that it adds. I don't really have any other cons, because moving on to the pros, I like Witless Wizards. I'm keeping Witless Wizards. And this makes the game better. And I like it a lot better than the other one, the Viking deck. Now, I still think Viking deck, if you like Witless Wizards and if you're going to buy both, just buy both. But this is actually my favorite faction in the game. Of all the factions in here, this is without a doubt my favorite. It just has really cool... Actually, there's like the Robot Helmet one, which is really cool too. So I think it's Robot Helmet 1 and this one are a close 1 and 2. But I really like the cards in this one with the Druid deck. And all the cards are very interesting and do some interesting things. And they're simple to understand, which I like as well. With the Viking one, there was like 1 or 2 where you're like, I think that's how that works. You might have to go check the FAQ card. But this one, it's all very straightforward. It's all very simple, but they're all really cool special abilities. And when you draw a Druid card, most of the time, I think you're going to have a hard time. You'd be like, ooh, do I want this or do I want what I currently have? Because being able to heal on the fly is really stinking useful. And if you can get that synergy machine churning without anybody noticing and nobody's like picking on you, that's another thing. I think the Druids are much better at 3 and 4 players as opposed to 2 players, because then you can kind of sneak up on the synergy. Whereas in 2 players, you know, it's just they look at you, they look at them, and they're going to obviously just get rid of these as soon as they see them. But I really do like it. I think it makes the game better with more factions like this. I absolutely think it's going to extend the legs of the game. And in the end, Witless Wizards Druid deck. If you have Witless Wizards and you want to add more to the game, this is where I would recommend starting. I think it is way better than the Vikings deck expansion, just pure cards-wise. But either way, I think you can't go wrong with either of them, but definitely get the Druid one first. I think it's better. There you go. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. If you want to support the channel, click in the show notes. Click on that little Amazon link. Buy anything on Amazon. It throws a couple pennies my way. It really does help support the channel. And in the comments below, let me know. Have you ever role-played? For me personally, I've only done it a couple times, and that was something called Nazcrag at Gen Con. And that was just me wanting to do something different, trying to get out of my comfort zone. It really was. I was just like, you know what? I've never role-played. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to sign up for role-playing. And it was supposed to be like a funny role-playing for new people, and they don't take it too serious. But man, it was intense. I probably did it over the course of like 8, maybe 6 to 10 hours over the course, because how it worked was your dungeon master was like keeping track of your score based on how crazy you were and how creative you were and just how much they liked you, like as a group, and then you moved on. So it was like, it ended up being like, I think, a 3-night event where you could get eliminated the first night if your squad wasn't good enough. But we actually ended up going to, I think, the final night, if I recall correctly. We didn't win, but I actually won an award, which I still have, for playing my character the best. I was like playing this emo goth, like a vampire guy who was like a pouty teenager. It was so much fun. It really was. So if you're ever interested in role-playing, but you don't want to do like real role-playing, try out Nazcrag, Nazcrag at Gen Con. Hell of a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments below. Role-playing, is it for you? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.